The Tennessee Titans may be 2-0 in preseason, but it definitely feels more like they've taken 2 L's so far through the first 2 games. Come dive with me and let's talk about our Tennessee Titans and see what in the world needs to change before week 1. What's up, Titans Nation? Welcome back to the Titans Traffic Update. I'm your host, Gannon Cornley, and man, does it feel good to be back. For those of you who don't follow me on TikTok, I made a post on there just a few days ago. I am doing just fine. Thank you guys for the ones who reached out to me. I know it's been a little bit since I posted, especially here on YouTube. I had a little bit of life changes going on for the better, but I wanted to kind of get settled in before I got started back with the podcast because I want to be fully dedicated to doing this. So I am back now, got some things in my personal life kind of settled. So I am back to doing this full time. We'll be doing this here with you guys, getting you guys caught up on everything with the latest with the Tennessee Titans. And I am doing an instant reaction today after following the Tennessee Titans win over the Seattle Seahawks. I'll put win in quotations in preseason game 2, 19-16. Oh boy, let's just dive right into it because there's a lot to talk about. Obviously, I didn't do a video for last preseason game, so I'm going to just kind of get us caught up to where we're at now. Obviously, the Tennessee Titans did not look very good against the San Francisco 49ers. The secondary looked very bad. Not a ton of pressure on the 49ers backups in general, offense and defense. And Cam Ward, let's just be honest, looked really bad. He was off on some throws, missed some guys wide open, and he made some turnover-worthy plays. So this whole week has been about preferencing Cam Ward needs to have a bounce back week. He needs to be better because he was doing stuff that you would expect from a rookie, not a second-year quarterback now. So obviously he's still in a new offensive system, but last week was really mainly all about Cam Ward. The running game looked good. There's some good offensive line moments against the 49ers. This week was all about making sure Cam Ward looked better. And we had a joint practice just the other day, and the Titans did look really good. They looked fairly good against the Seattle Seahawks. I put out a post saying they dominated them. That may have been a little too far. But for more or less, though, from all accounts from Titans reporters and Seattle Seahawks reporters, the Tennessee Titans were able to hang with them throughout joint practice on offense and defense. The secondary looked a lot better. Cam Ward looked sharp. He got a number of different guys involved. Threw a touchdown pass in a 2-minute drill with 0 seconds left on the clock. Like just all the things we want to see from Cam Ward up against the number ones, the starters for the Seattle Seahawks, the defending Super Bowl champions, all the things we wanted to see. Cam Ward was able to do that, and the team as a whole. So that left us, really encouraged going in to tonight's game. And yeah, they flat out laid an egg. I mean, we made Drew Lock look like Joe Montana. To be honest, you look like the second coming of Joe Montana, man. Like it's just the Titans, man, and this is what they do to us, right? They get us, the highs are highs and the lows are lows. Like they just get us so excited. You can see the potential, right? We're not just all bad. Like the Titans have some redeeming characteristics on this football team, and that's what gets us all excited. But then they just do dumb stuff, and I mean, just blown coverages. Like I said, Drew Lock basically did no wrong in his game today. Like tonight, it just was ridiculous. And then Cam Ward, it was all, again, like I said, this whole week was about, can Cam Ward look a lot better than he did last week? And Cam was fine. Like I'm not mad at Cam other than he had that one fumble, which, again, I think those things happen. He didn't feel the guy running behind him. I think he thought he was clear. I think he thought he outran him to the sideline. But Cam just got to throw the ball away. Like he wants to extend the play, and that's just the next thing that he's just really got to take the next step with. He just wants to extend the play for so long. And as you guys can see with some of the things that he did with that pass to Gunnar Helm, that he unfortunately wasn't able to get 2 feet in bounds. But Cam Ward can do those things. I mean, he's great at backyard football. Just running around, he can make something out of nothing. He's elite. I think Cam Ward is elite at that. There's only a few quarterbacks, I think, in the NFL that are just as good or better than Cam Ward when it comes to creating off script. Like I think of like the Mahomes, like Patrick Mahomes, Caleb Williams, and I think Cam Ward's right up there with those guys. I think he's elite at doing off-platform throws and out of the traditional in the pocket. But he's got to know when to let the play die as well. And so that fumble was risky. Like that could have Turner was kind of a meh. Today was like if I had to give him like a grade, like a C plus, B minus, if you want to be really nice, just because he didn't really do a whole lot. He had one errant throw. Everything else, there should have been a PI call. And I'm going to get into the refs in here in just a moment, but there should have been a pass interference on against Alec Manor that was down the field, and they didn't throw anything, so that counted against Cam as an incompletion. The not getting 2 feet rather, down by Gunnar Helm. The just pure out drop by Carnell Tate. Like I saw some people trying to blame Cam Ward for that. That's a perfect pass. That is a perfect pass. If Josh Allen were to throw that pass and Keon Coleman dropped it, there would be Keon Coleman memes all over the place. That is a perfect ball by Cam Ward. You've got to catch the ball, Carnell Tate. You've got to catch the ball. He hasn't seen many opportunities, so you definitely got to catch it when you get it. That is all on Carnell Tate. So I don't know how anyone's framing that as that's Cam Ward's fault. Cam Ward had one true incompletion on the entire night. Everything else was not really his fault. But that because of how the game went, it was just kind of a meh performance. We failed to get a fourth and inches. We have Tajay Spears in there on fourth and inches. Why? Tajay Spears is not a power back. If we actually wanted to get the first down, and I'm sure in a real game, we probably go with a QB sneak with Cam Ward. But still, it's just bad process. Why is Tajay Spears in the game for fourth and inches? It just doesn't make any sense. Put in Tony Pollard, put in Chestnut, put in a power back that could actually ram through and get the first down. Tajay Spears is the last option I would have for fourth and inches when you got to have it. And we needed to see more reps from Cam Ward and this Brian Daboll offense. So that was just dumb. It was an immediate turnover. I just don't understand it. So all in all, Cam Ward gets like a C plus B minus. Didn't really do much. Didn't put the ball in harm's way outside the fumble. And again, that wasn't him throwing the ball. That was more so he's just trying to wait too long to throw the ball away. You just gotta throw it away, man. Sometimes just live for another down. Especially because I don't even think that I may be mistaken. I don't even think that was third down. I think that was second down. So you have a whole nother play. Like live to see another down. We got to see Cam Ward take that out of his thing, like take that out of his game. He just he just got to know when to just dead it. Like sometimes he can extend it, but you got to know where everybody's at. If you feel the pressure, especially behind you, like it's one thing if they're in front of you, like the pass he made to Gunnar Helm. Like they were more to his side, they were in his peripheral. So he can see, he's literally looking at the defender running up on him. He's able to back up, get really close to the sideline, and then throw it to a spot where Gunnar Helm can get it. That's perfect. That is pure Cam Ward eliteness. Like that is elite. But when you feel the guy running after you and he's behind you, throw the ball away. You don't know where he's at, and Cam's not the fastest guy. He can run, but he's not like a pure scrambler by any means. So these guys are faster than you. A lot of these DNs are faster than Cam Ward. He's got to throw the ball away, but you just can't have that. So all in all, if Carnell Tate catches the ball, if Gunnar Helm, my goodness, just gets 2 feet down, Cam Ward finishes the night like 10 for 12 instead of the 8 for 12 he was. I think he had 60-some yards. He finishes the night, if Carnell Tate and Gunnar Helm catch the ball, he finishes the night 10 of 12 for like 100 yards. And they probably, extend the drive because I think they end up punting on the Gunnar Helm drive. Again, I could be wrong, but at most they got 3 points because Joey Sly I think actually Joey Sly did kick he kicked that 55-yarder on that drive. So we got 3 points out of it. But still, man, like it's just, if Gunnar Helm catches that, maybe we don't know what that turns into. And that's my biggest talking point when it comes to Cam Ward is, Cam's got to play better. But Cam Ward, and what I've seen so far from his career, even in the game, like going back to last year, Cam has plenty of things he needs to work on. I am not sitting here to tell you guys that Cam Ward's perfect. He is not. He's got a lot of things he's got to clean up on. But man, like this is the thing when I explain, like Cam does not have help. He had bad help. He had bad coaching from Brian Callahan. The offense was garbage. Cam is usually like 1 to 3 plays, good plays from his teammates away from having a really good game. Like I'm gonna say it again. Cam is like 1 to 3 plays by other teammates, good plays by other teammates away from Cam having a good game, but from changing the narrative. Completely changing the narrative. Even going back to last week where Cam was, decisively awful. Cam was awful, right? For the most part. But you look at it, he throws a pass that's dropped, I think by Wandale Robinson. He threw it with some heat, but it's dropped. Later on in that drive, that was the drive that Cam Ward almost threw an interception. If Wandale catches that ball, that takes him past midfield. That probably changes up the entire play calling, that goes on for the rest of that drive. But it starts with a Wandale Robinson drop that leads to Cam now pressing because he's, now it's second and long, and then it turns into third and long, and then it turns into making bad decisions. And then they pulled him from the game, and that was his game. It went from a drop to bad decision, you're out the game. And then we look at it like, dang, this dude Cam Ward had completed 5 passes of 12 for like hardly any yards. Today, if Carnell Tate catches the ball, that they got 3 points on that drive, but still that adds to his stats. And again, stats aren't everything. And the dumbest fan will look at Cam Ward's box score and be like, you didn't do anything. So that because they're not watching. But it's just little things like that. If Gunnar Helm, Carnell Tate catch the ball, it just adds to Cam Ward's stats. It makes him look like more of a reputable quarterback. And you just, it starts to just change the narrative. And again, Cam should not be playing just to hear what they're going to say to him or talk about him about on First Take and First Things First and all, and Colin Cowherd and all those shows. Like, he shouldn't care what they're going to say about him. But it does add, like, it is part of the narrative thing. And it's part of a belief system, right? If all you hear is noise about people questioning whether you should be the starter or are you the future, that gets into anybody's head, right? We're all human beings. So that's going to get into Cam's head a little bit. But it's just little things like that. If just those two kids don't change nothing else about the game, they may even end the drive with a field goal anyway. Joey Slye made a 55-yarder after Gunnar Helm wasn't able to get 2 feet in bounds. So they still ended up with 3 points, but you just go back to it. It changes the narrative. If that's a completion, that's going to be broadcast everywhere, right? It's like, all right, Cam Ward, 10 of 12, 105 yards or so, led a couple scoring drives. Not a bad day. That looks so much better than 8 for 12 for 60-something yards. And him still not being able to have a pass completion to Carnell Tate so far. So it's just little things like that we need to see changed from the team as a whole. And another thing, from the refs, and I got my notes here because I was taking notes during the game. From the refs were just pitiful. To start the game, and just notice, I tell this to my wife all the time. I'm like, every time the Titans have a good play, I have to hold my breath because there's a flag. You guys know, my true Titans fans know, if you see a positive play, offense or defense, there will be a flag. The Titans cannot play clean football for anything. If they have a good play, there will be a flag. To start the game, the very first drive, we get a really nice stop on like a swing pass. Drew Lock had a swing pass to the running back, blown up in the backfield. What happens? Illegal contact. I don't even know. It was on Tony Adams. They never even, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember them showing the replay on that. No idea what Tony Adams did. Just didn't show it. But illegal contact after we get them on a completed pass for negative yards. Then after the 4th down stop, we get stopped on our own 30-yard line. Drew Lock immediately throws an interception. But of course, random phantom illegal contact. Even the commentators like, what is that? It's just like the Titans can never catch a break. We just cannot catch a break. Any good play by us means we had to have been cheating. The Titans can't play clean football. If we have a good play, it's because we did something against the rules. I don't get it. That was a ridiculous call. The Isle Manor interception, again, that's another one. And the refs play into this. Again, they play into that 1 to 3 moments that I feel like has impacted Cam through his first 17 games as a player and part of this preseason so far. How was that not pass interference on that sideline throw to Alec Almaner? Because if they throw it, now it's 1st and 10 at like the 12, 15-yard line. That changed the entire dynamic of that drive. And that's what's so frustrating because then, the dumbest person on Twitter to be like, oh, man, Cam only led field goal drives. Well, he threw a really nice, it was a little bit underthrown. But you see the elite quarterbacks throw those type of passes, and the receivers fight through the defender to go get the ball. I don't understand how that's not pass interference. Mahomes does it all the time. I live in Kansas City. Mahomes does it all the time. He throws the ball, allows his receiver to fight through the contact. They throw a flag. It's a 50-yard penalty, and the Chiefs are set up in the red zone. The Chiefs do it all the time. Josh Allen does it all the time. They underthrow the ball, let the receiver go and fight back, and it's a phantom call, and now they're in the red zone, and that's an easier chance for them to score. I don't understand why we can't get those type of calls, but it's just little things like that. Because what if the Titans get that call and they go on to score? Even if it's a run, even if Tony Pollard runs it in for a touchdown, that's a scoring drive. It's just little things like that that is so frustrating watching this team right now. Because it's mainly about the narrative around our quarterback. But man, we've got to figure it out. And getting to my next point, the defense. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Like, look, I didn't think the Titans were going to come out and be the 85 Bears. But oh my gosh, I did not think we'd be this bad. Considering what we had last year at corner, like toward the end of the season, I mean, Kevin Winston had just kind of got in. He was taking rookie snaps. Amani Hooker was a shell of himself all year. We're pulling random fans to play cornerback for us. I mean, we just had nobody. I mean, no one. We traded away Roger McCreary. We didn't have oh my goodness, I'm forgetting his name. Now, Jarvis Brownlee Jr., we got rid of him. Like, we didn't have hardly anybody we started the season with at corner. Of course, we all know about L'Jarius Sneed and how much of a shell of himself he was with the Titans last season and pretty much his whole career here. So it's like, I feel like it can't get worse, right? How can it get worse from those guys? I mean, Flott was a really decent corner for the Giants. He wasn't elite, but he was decent. He was serviceable. And same with Alontae Taylor. And it's like, what are we doing? Just complete blown coverage, just guys wide open for the Seattle Seahawks. I don't understand it. The Titans have got to be better. And I know they said on the broadcast that Gus Bradley is the one calling defense, not Robert Saleh. It's time for Saleh. If Saleh's not the one calling the defensive plays, it's time. It is your time. He better be calling the defensive plays when they go up against the Chicago Bears. Because my gosh, we can't, we're not even doing ourselves a service by Kevin Winston. I think that was all on Winston, that blown touchdown. Like, what are we doing? We're not doing any service by having Gus Bradley call the defensive plays. If that's what we're going to do, we got to have Saleh be doing this. If this is how he's going to feel more connected with the team and allow him to be a better head coach, then he's got to do it. Because to me, this looks like with the Jets, what he was doing with the Jets. He didn't call defensive plays, but it's his defense. Someone else is doing it. And then the defense looks ridiculous when it matters most. Because the Jets had really good defenses with Saleh, but they would break down when they needed them most. You got to call the plays, Saleh. Like, it's time. Like, you let Bradley do his thing, it's time. You got to call it. Like, if that's what makes you the elite, like the not elite coach, but if that's what's going to make you, the best version of yourself, you got to call plays. You got to call defensive plays. So that's what I want to see. The long run, I mean, gosh, run defense is getting gashed by the Seahawks backups. We can't cover anybody. It's just like, I'm trying not to be super negative here, but it's just like, guys, like, this is bad. This is bad. Like, again, we got a long road ahead to week 1. They got to clean some stuff up. So that's what I want to see next week against the Chicago Bears. Saleh's got to call the defense. Cam Ward needs to play. I know it's week 3 and it's getting close. Cam needs to play. We didn't get to see him really do much because our defense didn't get the ball. They just not even nickel and dime. They just let the Seahawks run all up and down the field. We turned it over and gave the Seahawks a short field. I mean, it just was just too easy for their second and third stringers against our ones. So we really didn't get to see a full performance from Cam, and our offensive starters are not helping Cam out. I think the whole line, for the most part, did a pretty good job. Cam didn't get sacked at all. He had to flee the pocket a couple times, but the running game looks good. That's the one positive. Tony Pollard looks good, and Joey Sly can still hit 50-yarders. Those are our positives coming out of today. Tony Pollard and Joey Sly. But, yeah, we need to see our path. I need to see a Carnell Tate reception. And this is what I was talking about. This is why I was nervous. And again, this is preseason, so I'm not going to make too much of it. But this is why I wasn't over the moon with the Carnell Tate selection. Because I think Carnell Tate's going to be fine. Like, I think he's going to be a fine receiver. I think he has 1,000 yards, potential. Like if he had 1,000 yards this season, I would not be shocked. If he had under 1,000, I would also not be shocked. But this is why I said like his ceiling to me, like the best version of Carnell Tate is like a Chris Olave. It's like a really solid receiver, but he's not like taking over games. Like I don't think Chris Olave is a take over the game type of receiver. And I don't think Carnell Tate's there yet, and that's not what I saw from him coming out of college. And that is why I wasn't so high on him, taking him at fourth overall. I think he's worthy of a first round pick. I think he's worthy of being on the Titans, and I think he'd be a really good player for us. He just is he a number one receiver? And I don't think it has anything to do with him being a number one receiver at his university. I'm talking about him, the player. Put Carnell Tate on Indiana or Alabama or Georgia or whoever. Is Carnell Tate the player the number one receiver? Not because he was next to Jeremiah Smith, an all-world talent. Is Carnell Tate the player? No, regardless of what team he's on. Is he a number one receiver in the NFL? And I don't know. And you don't take that at fourth overall. So I just need to see. He's got to make these catches. That's what I want to see from him. We got to drop a play for him too. We haven't done much. I mean, we outside of that one pass against the 49ers on the sideline, which is really, or on the goal line, which was a really nice play by the defender, which you also could have called PI. If that was a superstar receiver, if that was Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, you might have got a PI call out of that. But rookie, he ain't getting that respect yet. So for now, I'll chalk it up to really good defense. We got to draw up something for Carnell. Just let him get the ball in his hands at least. Because we see what he can do in practice, and he shows out in these joint practices. We got to put in the game, though. So these 3-4 drives that we're getting from our offense is just very Manila, and we just got to see more. But yeah, our secondary is just bad. We got to see that the starters need to play again. I mean, they need to play a quarter and a half again. I wouldn't hold anyone back. Maybe other than Jeffrey Simmons and John Franklin Myers. Everybody else needs to play. Everybody else needs to play. Because it's just ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, oh my gosh. Yeah, I skipped over this part because I put refs, in bold. But yeah, I mean, the refs, again, I brought it up earlier, but the two phantom ticky-tack calls are ridiculous. The no call on Isle Manor. And then the pass interference they did give us to Ridley, that wasn't even really pass interference. To me, that was nothing. Like, that should have been a 3-and-out by the Titans. Cam Ward's got to put in more on Ridley. But that was more of a ridiculous pass interference call than anything. I don't know how you don't call the Isle Manor one, but you call the Ridley one. That's why the NFL is so backwards when it comes to these refs. They just make it up as they go. They're just making it up. The Cedric Gray taunting call, oh my gosh, man. Are we playing football? Are we playing football? Sorry, I just had to go back to that because I saw that in my notes. Come on. He did the thumbs down, and he gets a flag for that, really? He did, yes, he did. He turned around and he looked to the guy and did this. They all do that. They score a touchdown and look at the guy they just either ran over or cut a pass on and do this. And it's not a flag at all. But because he broke up a pass, because it didn't happen after a scoring play, and he does this, now it's a penalty. That's what I don't understand. They're just making it up as they go. Because if you watch all these other preseason games, they do this all the time. DeMar Hamlin got an interception against the Browns. And again, he didn't do it to Shador's face, but he did the perfect timing thing. How is that any less taunting than doing this? Just because he didn't look Shador in the eyes, this is more of I just don't get it to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping on this. I don't know. I play ball, man. Like, who cares? I played corner. Guys made catches on me from time to time, and they talked a little stuff. You shrug it off. Like, I don't understand that. Like, this is football. So I just think that's dumb. But yeah, we just got a long road ahead, though. Like, the Jets are not good, but they're not going to lay down and die for us. So the Titans have got to be better when it comes to these executions. Way too many penalties. Some of them, I think, again, the phantom calls on defense, whatever. But the face mask by Femi, my gosh, like, that just looks ridiculous. It just, again, it goes to the overall embarrassing the brand of the Titans. Like, we're embarrassing the brand a little bit. It's just because, like, it's not that we're bad enough. And that's what's so funny to me right now. Like, again, you see the dumbest football people are on Twitter clowning the Titans. Seahawks fans are in their feelings because the Titans are excited that we, hung with them in practice. You would think a Super Bowl win would make them feel secure in their own selves. Like, ain't nobody saying that the Titans are better than the Seahawks, but they're all up in arms. They didn't let our fans wear their jerseys. That is a complete lie, for one. Then they're mad that we're happy that we hung with them in a practice. So like these Seahawks fans are so insecure, but it's just damaging the brand when the Titans do dumb stuff like that. I mean, it's one thing to face mask, but it's like the Titans go extreme, right? We go to the extreme. We face mask, we yank the dude's neck all the way back. Will Levis, back in his time, like when he was playing, and even tonight, Will Levis helicoptering for a first down. When he had a touchdown, the guy's wide open. Throw the ball. He would have scored a touchdown. Instead, Will Levis, over trying to make plays, helicopters himself forward. That's not good tape. No team's going to be like, yep, we want to trade a draft pick for that guy. Like, come on, man. It's just dumb stuff like that. Now it's going to be a meme tomorrow. It's just we got to quit doing stuff to damage the brand. Quit damaging the brand. I love that Jeffrey, especially with Hard Knocks there, I love that Jeffrey Simmons is talking his stuff. Let him talk his stuff. Like, I have no problem with that. But we can't do stuff like that in the game, which will probably also end up on Hard Knocks and be as bad as we are, right? Because, like, of course, like the Jets and the Browns and the Giants, for the most part here recently, the Miami Dolphins have kind of been a shell of themselves. Right? There are teams that are awful who I think are just as bad, if not worse, than the Titans, to be honest. Raiders you could kind of throw in there, at least of the last couple years. But we even lost to the Raiders last year. But the Cardinals are in there. But the Titans do stuff that like are memeable. We can't just be bad. Like the Browns or the Jets, they're just terrible. They're just awful teams that just stink. They don't do anything. The Titans have to go to the extreme, like when we do stuff. So it's just like that's why I really want Cam to like be careful with the ball, because he just does stuff that are just so memeable or clippable. That's like, bro, this is what they're gonna be posting on SportsCenter tomorrow, because it's not enough just to lose, but you had to go and throw the ball behind you and lose the ball, make something, just do something completely ridiculous. So the Titans got a lot of things to clean up overall. And the last thing I'm gonna leave us with today, because I want this video to get too long, but expectations moving forward. You guys, man, I see some of you guys on Twitter, and given the nature of my job, I'm not on Twitter as much, or I haven't been, but I will be certainly, like, closer we get to the season. I'll be able to kind of maneuver some things around. But I see some of you guys predicting the Titans are going 10-7 or 10-8 and 9-8, and my initial prediction was for the Titans to go 7-10, because I think the Titans are somewhere in the window of 5 wins to 8 wins. At least that's how I thought coming into the season. I mean, how we look today, 3 wins is definitely very much on the table. So, like, I'll extend it to, 3-8. I still think they are very capable of being a competitive team, especially playing a last place schedule. I hope a true last place schedule, unlike last year. But I still think if they won 8 games, I still think it is possible. But if they won 3 games, I don't think that we can be like totally shocked either. But some of you guys talking about 10-8 and pushing for a wild card. You guys, man, this, like, please, you can't read too much into a preseason game, but you guys got to look at this and be like, there is some obvious evidence this team is going to struggle. Like, we're going to struggle against some good teams. Like, week 2, the Eagles, week 3, Ravens, they are not going to play with us, man. Like, they are going to destroy us if we continue these things. So I think we need to settle down expectations. Like, anybody talking about 10 wins, like, I think 7 or 8 is like the ceiling, man. And honestly, if we win 5-6 games, I will take it. Like, you guys were wanting Super Bowl or whatever, just so you can go and meme some other team's page about how much we're better than. Like, man, I'm here looking for progress. Can the Titans turn 3 wins into 6 wins? Can we turn those 6 wins into 8 wins? Can we turn 8 wins into 10 and build upon something? Everybody wants us to be, I keep seeing people talk about who's going to be the next Patriots team. Man, we're not doing none of that. I'm sorry. The Titans are not going to the Super Bowl. We're not going from worst team to one of the worst teams to the Super Bowl. It ain't happening. This team's just not built for it. We're not built for it. And I think Robert Saleh can coach, but we're just not built for this team right now. Even with Cam Ward, when Cam Ward's playing at his best, his teammates fail him. when the team's playing decent, Cam Ward fails them. Like, we just don't have it all together right now. And the season starts in 3 weeks. Like, I just don't think there's enough time to put it all together for this team to be what we want them to be. So I just think we need to settle expectations. And the question I want to leave you guys with this, as it pertains to Cam Ward, I said it on, I think, my latest TikTok, and I think it was one of my shorts on here. If you had to take away any quarterback that's either been to a Super Bowl or has any accolades, right? So that would be like Mahomes was Super Bowl. Accolades would be Josh Allen, Lamar, Matthew Stafford has both. You know, you can't put in Drake May, can't put in Joe Burrow. Any quarterbacks that have Brock Purdy, who have been Jalen Hurts, who's been to a Super Bowl or has some accolades, if you had to take them away, who would you guys want Cam Ward to be this season? Who's another starting quarterback in the NFL this year? Who would you like him to be? Because I think too many guys are wanting Cam Ward to be Mahomes, and he's not that. Or they wanted him to even be a Caleb Williams of last year. And even if you really even look at it, like Caleb Williams came on late in most games, but Caleb Williams was not very impressive quarters 1 through 3. So even him, like, if we want him to be Caleb, like Caleb was not very efficient for the first 45 minutes of a lot of games last season. So we got, like, who are you guys wanting Cam Ward to be? Because I think too many people have too high of expectations for Cam. And I think and then on the other hand, some people are you know, don't think he can do any wrong at all. And we've got to acknowledge that Cam's got a lot of things to work on. Because for me, I'll save my answer for next week, but I have a very specific quarterback in mind who I would like Cam Ward to kind of emulate in going into his second year that I think may surprise some of you guys. But yeah, like, we got to get the Lamar, the Joe Burrow. I guess Justin Herbert is one that doesn't fit those. But like, come on, like, Herbert is still like an elite thrower of the ball. Like Cam Ward, I don't even expect him to beat him. But like, there's a specific quarterback who I think if Cam Ward plays like him this year, not an all-star, not an MVP guy, not a deep run in the playoffs guy, but there's a guy who if Cam Ward was this dude, all right, I think we can build upon that. We have got to get out of this Hall of Fame or bust. Because, I mean, we're calling this, the Jared Stillmans of the world are calling Cam Ward a bust for 17 games. It's like, dude, this is the worst roster in football, arguably, and you want this dude to out here and be Mahomes. It's like you got too high expectations for this guy. Too high, and then too high aspirations out the gate for how bad this team was with John Robinson and Ran Carthon. So I'll leave that to you guys. Again, I'll ask you one more time. Remove quarterbacks that have any type of real accolades and have been to a Super Bowl appearance. Remove them. Who would you want to see Cam Ward be in year 2? So that is my question. I'll leave with you guys. I'm so happy to be back. Man, I'm going to be here with you guys through it all. If the Titans are good this year, hey, I'm going to be the biggest fan riding along with you guys. If they suck, I'll be here with you guys no matter what either. It may be a long road, but that'll do it for me today on the Titans Traffic Update. Thank you so much for all the love you guys have shown me. Please go ahead and like and subscribe. I appreciate all the love. Share this with your fellow Titans fans. We're going to have fun with this. Whether the Titans are good or not, we're going to play some games on here. I want to interact at the maximum amount with you guys. So please let me know down below your guys' answer. Who should Cam Ward be this upcoming season? Let me know that you guys' your record predictions as well. I want to see something. What's your guys' record predictions? Drop that down below. Until next time, baby, tighten up.